ng lansangan, ikaw ay iingatan. Ihahatid ka ng ligtas sa iyong paroroonan. Protektado ka sa mga magigiting na tsuper. Umulan umaraw, masasandalan parang pader. Tayo'y babiyahe tungo sa kinabukasan. Malaya sa sakuna ang bawat daraanan. Ligtas na kalsada, malinaw na pag-asa. Sa BTS, ang partido ng mga bayaning tsuper. Bayanin ng lansangan, ikaw ay iingatan. Ihahatid ka ng ligtas sa iyong paroroonan. Protektado ka sa mga magigiting na tsuper. Umulan umaraw, masasandalan parang pader. Itaguyod ang kaayusan sa kalsada. Sasakay ka ng walang anumang pangamba. Karapatan ng mga tsuper ay isusulong. Mga programa na sa kanila'y makakatulong. Dahil kayo'y maituturing din na bayani. Maliit na kita, tuloy lang sa pagsisilbi. Maiangat ang ekonomiya sa ating lipunan. Tagapaghatid sa pag-unlad ng ating bayan. Tara na't umarangkada sa pag-unlad papunta. Sakay na at sumama sa BTS. Tayo'y babiyahe tungo sa kinabukasan. Malaya sa sakuna ang bawat daraanan. Ligtas na kalsada, malinaw na pag-asa. Sa BTS, ang partido ng mga bayaning tsuper. Bayanin ng lansangan, ikaw ay iingatan. Ihahatid ka ng ligtas sa iyong paroroonan. Protektado ka sa mga magigiting na tsuper. Umulan umaraw, masasandalan parang pader. Pagripaso at paggawa ng mga batas upang ang buhay natin ay umangat naman ng antas. Ang bayaning tsuper ay tayo ring mga Pilipino. Direksyon ng ating buhay, tayo ang nagmamaneho. Binipisyong nararapat ay hindi pagkakait. Solusyon ang tugon sa mga hinanaing. Sa ating biyahe ay walang ni isa ay maiiwan tungo sa maayos na kinabukasan ng ating bayan. Tara na't umarangkada sa pag-unlad papunta. Sakay na at sumama sa BTS. Tayo'y babiyahe tungo sa kinabukasan. Malaya sa sakuna ang bawat daraanan. Ligtas na kalsada, malinaw na pag-asa. Sa BTS, ang partido ng mga bayaning tsuper. Tayo'y babiyahe tungo sa kinabukasan. Malaya sa sakuna ang bawat daraanan. Ligtas na kalsada, malinaw na pag-asa. Sa BTS, ang partido ng mga bayaning tsuper. Tayo'y babiyahe tungo sa kinabukasan. Malaya sa sakuna ang bawat daraanan. Ligtas na kalsada, malinaw na pag-asa. Sa BTS, ang partido ng mga bayaning tsuper. Bayanin ng lansangan, ikaw ay iingatan. Ihahatid ka ng ligtas sa iyong paroroonan. Protektado ka sa mga magigiting na tsuper. Umulan umaraw, masasandalan parang pader.
Sa lawak ng daan, ilang pangarap ang tutungo sa ginhawaan. Ligtas na uuwi, ligtas na tatuwi. Ito pa rin ang dugo ng bayan. Ating ingatan ang kanilang kinabukasan. Sabay-sabay tayo sa biyahe ng BTS. Kung arangkada buong bayan ang ating dala, ito lang ang biyaheng di pwedeng pumara. Ipagsigawan ang ating bayanihan. Ating isipin at ating damhin na tayo'y bayaning tsuper. Bawat araw
recently walked on the path towards ending wars and achieving peace for the global community. The messengers of peace from all around the world to here today.
네, 대표님께서 입장.
Chairman is making his entrance. Please send him your passionate round of applause.
네, 감사합니다. 이제 모두 자리에 앉아주시기
Everyone, please take your seats. Thank you.
HWPL 지구촌 전쟁 종식
Greetings to everyone who joined HWPL's 9th annual commemoration of the DPCW, that is the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. I am Hwang Tae-yeon, the MC for today.
지난 2016년 3월
On March 14, 2016, HWPL announced the beginning of true global peace building with 10 articles and 38 clauses of the DPCW. And through this, HWPL has actively collaborated with international organizations and civil groups, achieving significant results in the efforts for peace. Moreover, since the proclamation of the Declaration of Unification, HWPL has continuously pursued peace initiatives for the peaceful reunification on the Korean Peninsula. Today is a meaningful day to share the development and progress of the DPCW. Also, we'll be launching the Preparatory Committee for Peaceful Unification on the Korean Peninsula and proclaim the Constitution establishing a reunified Korea to start our journey toward Korea's peaceful reunification. Now, let us commence HWPL's 9th annual commemoration of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War.
네, 먼저 국민의례가
First, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. We ask everyone to rise and face the Korean flag in the front.
국기에 대한
Let us salute to the flag.
나는
I pledge in front of proud Taeguk flag allegiance to the Republic of Korea for the eternal glory of the country, liberty and freedom to the Republic of Korea. At ease. Next, we will sing the national anthem. We'll sing only the first verse.
네, 다음은 순국 선열 및
Now we'll take a moment of silence to pay tribute to the patriots and fallen heroes. Silent tribute.
바로
At ease, everyone please take your seats. Now I would like to introduce our honored guests who are here today. Please give a loud round of applause for each guest as they are called. First, we have Mr. Lee Man-hee, the chairman of Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light. We have Mr. Kang Tae-ho, the managing director of HWPL, who is also serving as the secretary general. And we have Mr. Chung Young-min, the general director of International Peace Youth Group, IPYG. And we have Ms. Yoon Hyun-suk, the chairwoman of the IWPG, the International Women's Peace Group. We also have Honorable Park Man-hoo, former Ulsan Metropolitan City Mayor. We have Rector Kim Young-gun, the 32nd Rector of Sungkyunkwan, Korea's premier Confucian educational institution. We have Venerable Seok-yeon-ha, the Supreme Patriarch of the World Buddhist Sangha Council. Honorable Carlos Hernandez, the President of the Central American Parliament, isn't present. Honorable Carlos Nunes Salinas, the alternate President of Latin American and Caribbean Parliament. We have Honorable Osbert Frederick, the Speaker of the House of Representatives of Antigua and Barbuda. We also have Honorable Javier de Jesus Esquivel Gonzalez, Minister of Public Defense of Paraguay. We also have Honorable Avelina Torres Vivalba, the Justice of the Supreme Court of Paraguay, here today. We have Honorable Gustav Mueller, former Judge of Supreme Court of Finland. Thank you. In addition to the guests who were introduced, we have many distinguished guests here today, making the event even more meaningful. Please understand that due to the time constraint, we were not able to call everyone, but let us welcome everyone with a warm round of applause. Achieving peaceful reunification through the Declaration of Unification. War leaves humanity with nothing but suffering, while reunification and peace are practical tasks that we must address. Then what should we do? The answer is clear. It is to turn each article of the Declaration of Unification into reality. In other words, your actions are the key to achieving peaceful reunification. Now, we'll invite Chairman Lee Man-hee, who is paving the path toward peace, for his commemorative speech. With a sincere love for the country and the people, he has embarked on a journey that no one else has taken, hoping to achieve peace in the world, including the Korean Peninsula. Let us welcome Chairman Lee Man-hee of HWPL, a peace advocate of this era, who holds a strong commitment to leave a world of peace to future generations, with a big round of applause. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone, the fruit of this meeting, I hope that it will be very fruitful and productive. Since a long time ago, Korea has been a poor country suffering from poverty. There were many countries that have added to our burden and difficulties, but we still survive and we're still living today. As long as there's heaven, we will exist as well. What is it that we hope for? And what is it that HWPL is working for? It is achievement of peace by ending wars. For the end of war and achievement of peace, we have put in much effort. Even to the islands of Korea, and not only Korea but across the world, I have met with leaders of different countries, at least 5 leaders per country. And whenever I met them, there was something that I never forgot. It's to establish amicable relationships, to befriend them. And as brothers and as family, we are one big family. And we have had many discussions to achieve peace across the globe. But we were not able to meet because of COVID-19. But up until then, even if it's islands, we visited different countries to work together for peace. And as you are well aware, there was the Mindanao conflict in the Philippines, which led to many casualties. People were suffering amid the crisis. But that 40-year-long dispute that nobody could resolve, with no authority or weapon, not even the government, we were able to set it on the path toward peace. And I visited Mindanao in person. 2 people, including myself, visited. Why did we visit Mindanao? It was to end wars and achieve peace. And when we visited, there was this big university. We went to the university, gave a speech, and we went out to the street. And together with the students, we called out for peace. And the casualty wasn't small. There were a lot of people that have lost their lives. And not only that, did the conflict end? Have wars ended? No. So to bring the conflict to an end, it was difficult to bring the 2 parties to an agreement. But they were good people with good hearts. And just like this, just like us, they didn't want war. And that resulted in bringing about peace in the region. And we continued to visit different countries and met with heads of state and national leaders to befriend them. And we didn't meet only 1 or 2 people or 1 or 2 countries. We all promised to work together for peace. If we cannot achieve peace on earth, then that only leads to death. We say we love our family and neighbors and our children, but before that, if we truly love them, we should end wars and achieve peace. I spoke this to the people I met and asked them to work together with the same heart for peace. And that was not a day or 2 thing. We have continued that for a long time. And we even visited island countries and continued to work together for peace. When we look into the Christian scripture called the Bible, it mentions peace about 70 times. And it mentions about how there were efforts for peace in the religious circle. But there are things that humanity needs to keep to protect peace. If we don't work for it, who will? So even religions, we should all transcend different authorities and differences, but work together as brothers and family for the shared goal of peace. And we have come to agreement for this, and we have worked for this to date. And these are not small initiatives that stopped after a couple of times of efforts. With the mindset that the spiritual leader should be at the forefront of the effort, we try to become one under the keyword of peace. And those who have joined the effort, I'm sure you're well aware. But because of COVID-19, the unexpected event, our efforts to go abroad have been halted. But from now on, we will seek the path toward peace with better methods and better means. Ladies and gentlemen, peace is not someone else's story. We ourselves are peace. So let us really make peace on earth. We should work together to do this. Also, there's another thing I wanted to mention. Korea is a poor and a small country, and it had sufferings from external forces. And because of the external forces, we have been divided into two countries, two Koreas. And we are still at war. Would peace come in such a situation? This should not continue. And I've been trying to meet the leader of North Korea. And we had some efforts made in China to arrange a meeting. What is the purpose of trying to meet? To work toward for the reunification, because we have not been reunified. Conflicts continue. And also, why should Koreans who are divided by external forces be prevented from traveling across the division line when all the other countries are able to cross each other? And this prohibition of exchange and the movement of people were made by the leaders of two Koreas. If we have free exchange, that will be a unification. So we should allow that free movement of people. This is the shortcut to the reunification. Being able to meet parents, family, neighbors, and friends. This is how we can quickly achieve the reunification. Should we sacrifice the country for a person's authority and power? Should people fight against their own people and brother against brother? No. We should have free movement and we should have dialogue. And the division has led to more conflicts and disputes. Why should we point guns at each other? Why should we kill our brothers? We have had enough of suffering and devastation caused by external forces. The same people should not go through this conflict anymore. Our future generations, what will they think of today? Is it that, wouldn't they say that didn't they have adults who had rational minds? So the most important thing is to allow free movement of people between the two Koreas. This must happen. Whoever is the leader, that is going to be determined by the will of the people. But the free movement of people is absolutely necessary. What kind of country is Korea? What kind of people are Koreans? We are unwavering, firm, and determined people. Although it has suffered for dozens and hundreds of years, it still stands firm. So without the external forces, two Koreas should work together for the reunification. We should. And for the reunification, the external forces should not intervene in an aggressive manner. As people, we should work by having conversation and having dialogue. I met a person in China, and the person met the leader of North Korea and delivered my message. I've heard that. And I've heard that he's also looking forward to meeting me. And while visiting China, I had opportunities to meet people be aware of people who were from North Korea. And they also gave me the promise that they will work together for the reunification. But there was the unexpected event of COVID-19, so we couldn't go abroad. And there were some hindrance in our efforts, but our heart is really set on working for the reunification, bringing the same people as one. And we will continue to focus on this purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, Korea is a small country. It had much devastation and hardship from external forces, but it is high time that we become one. This is a country that we have inherited from our ancestors, and this is the people that have become one since long past. So let us become one and work together. When we work for it, it will be possible. Surely, two Koreas will be reunified. Even if North Korea doesn't farm, we have enough farm products to feed them. So I hope that instead of remaining stubborn, we should come together as same people and shine the light to the world together by being reunified. If we follow the will of the people, both leaders should put a stop to this stubbornness and find a new leader. Then that will lead to the reunification. Then even future generations will dance out of joy. This is the duty of the people, the Koreans living today. Fighting, killing, and having war. Should we give these as inheritance to our future generations? No. We should put it to an end in our time. We should not fight over money or power. These will become hindrance to the work for the reunification. So we should put everything into the hands of the people and then find a good-hearted leader who will work for the country and the people to work toward the reunification. What's the matter? What's the importance of democracy or communism to us? We should put up and establish a country that works for the people. So to make Korea a reunified country and for our future, we should fulfill the duties given to us. Let us do that. Let us fulfill our duties. Ladies and gentlemen, I was from a high social class, and I couldn't even take on the faith. But I somehow became a believer of a faith, and this was a big problem for my family. But I still continued my path to believe, and we have been staying low because of COVID-19. But it's not that religion in itself is bad. If religion shines light onto the world, why would people not like it? But because there are fights and disputes among religions, then everyone would not like it. But if religion serves as a light, then no one will reject it. Then we should put a stop to conflicts that stem from religious differences. We should shine the good light. We should set good examples instead of bad ones. So many things have happened in the past. We learn from them and we grow from them because they were good things. If it were bad things, we wouldn't even think about it again. So we should have that good mindset. When we think about our own people and our culture, these are not things that we can just change. Our culture, our people. This is blood and flesh and life. These are precious, so we should keep them, protect them, and conserve them. Right? There is something that I wanted to mention. I was not a believer in the beginning, but somehow I came to believe. I visited different countries and then became friends, brothers with the people we met. And we even visited island countries. And we even met leaders of Buddhists. And we talked about what is religion. Is it about hating each other? No. Religion is about becoming one under love. Then we should work for that. And this is what I have been trying to do. Even people far away, southern islands, I visited everywhere. And in terms of the Mindanao in the Philippines, they've continued that conflict for over 40 years and could not be resolved with weapons or politics. But we went there and brought the conflict to an end. And we brought them as one. There's a proverb in Korean that eagle catches another bird. So we should not continue to have conflicts, but put it to an end with love and peace. I'm sure many people from the Philippines would know me. Their 40-year-long dispute has come to an end, something that even the government couldn't resolve. But we went there, and the two parties who were at war came to an agreement for peace. And there are some areas that have erected monuments for this peace agreement. And we didn't ask for it, but they did it voluntarily. Then Korea should be that monument of peace to the world, that shines light onto the world. So let us do the work that our future generations would be proud and we ourselves would be proud. Let us do that good work together. I often say that there are many different religions, Christianity, Buddhism, and Confucianism. And the believers say that what they're learning is the truth. And what do I say? If the faith I have is the best, I ask them to come to me. Let us talk about it. I said, let us have conversation and see who really is the truth. Whether it is religion or whatever effort we put in it, we should strive for the best. Amid this chaotic world, only the best truth will survive. Only the best will. We shouldn't cower away and be shy away from speaking what we believe is right. If there's a prophecy about what will happen onto the world, and if that matches the scripture, we are able to tell what would happen. Whether it's scripture from Buddhism or other religion, we see a commonality. I often ask religious leaders to ask questions and answer. And I said that if you ask me questions about the scripture, I am able to answer everything. So whether it's science in the world or having faith in religion, we have to be the best. It is same with the war. You have to have the best weapon to win. So even for our future generations, we should be the best truth, the best light, the best everything. We must. So there's a place called Gosong Peace Palace. We have many things there. We have a statue of 12 judges, and they hold this book that is opened. They hold the same books. And all the people of the world come before that throne to be judged. And these 12 judges, they judge, pass judgment based on the scripture. There's a door leading to hell and another leading to heaven. It is for people to think about and contemplate on it. It's not that the doors actually lead to heaven and hell, but this is a sample. So what is written can be made into sculptures for people to visualize it. And there's a person riding white horses and the rider holding a bow. And there are many other statues. But that's not all. In years to come, we'll have something better and better. If what has continued in the past becomes flawed, we make it better and develop it. This is development, and this is the same with science in the world. We continue to develop. Even if people may not come to agreement at the time, and when they see it, that may give insight. So just saying that religion will lead to good, that's just words. We should actually put in the effort for it. And no one can guarantee what will happen in the future. So just the talk is useless. We should make it happen. And please think about this. Korea's had difficulties and hardships in the past from external forces. But if it remains divided into the two sides, this is not the future we want. We should have free movement of people between the two Koreas. We're able to go overseas. Why shouldn't we be able to visit our own country? The free movement should be allowed. When we think about studying, is it that we only study good things? When we look at bad examples, we're able to learn from that as well. We're able to learn that, oh, I shouldn't do that. So that's also learning. So the value of learning come from many different sources. Once, I went to a friend of my father who was blind, but he was walking better than I. And I asked my father, I don't think he's blind. He said he is. And I said, but when he was crossing the stone bridges, he was crossing better than I. But the father said he really is blind. And everyone else said he lost his eyesight. But he crossed so well. So if we have that strong mindset, it overcomes all situations. Although Korea has suffered much in the past throughout history because of external forces, we can still overcome them. Have you seen the suffering and the atrocities? I have seen them firsthand. Indescribable situations and the hardships that people experienced. When Korea has experienced such things, we should not let it repeat. We should become one. We should reunify. Our thoughts and heart and mind should become one. We should not give excuses saying this is mine and that's yours. What will that result in? Wouldn't that be heartbreaking results once again? So rather than doing that, we should become one with passionate heart. Then we're able to overcome all nations and be the best out of many. Then we will no longer have to suffer. There are many here who have experienced the past history when Korea was under Japanese colonialism. Japan invaded and carried out many misdeeds as if Korea was theirs. But we could even talk back. They will beat us for it. That kind of hardship and suffering. Why? Because we were weak. Because there were no laws to protect us. Should we let this happen again? Is this the world we want to leave to future generations? We should stay alert at this time. We need to know what we have to do. We're able to govern the world. Anything is possible if we put our heart to it. So let us not repeat that heartbreaking past again. Then we should create a good world where everyone is able to thrive, where people can learn. Wouldn't that be a wonderful place? We can make this happen rather than pointing fingers at each other and saying they're wrong and they're different. If there is something wrong, we should point that out rather than slandering. I am hoping to meet the leader of North Korea. But because of previous events, we couldn't. But I am hoping to meet him. I met this friend of North Korean leader. And he said that we should pay him. He asked for money, and I said, is that the kind of country North Korea is? I said, you're less than an animal. How can it look down on your country and your own people? And I strongly condemned him. But I heard that he's a close friend of North Korean leader. And he conveyed the message that North Korean leader would like to meet me as well. So if we meet, I want us to have a speech together, stand before the people together. And I would like to ask, who divided this peninsula into two? Is this a good thing? Is this the good action? What is there to boast when we remain divided? Shouldn't you feel guilty about this? Two Koreas should be one, and two Koreans should be one, and we should be a reunified Korea. We should not prevent the reunification because of personal gains and personal need for power. And we have many people in Korea, and we're able to vote for a leader in the future. If they say we have less people, then how can we select the leader? We can talk about it. It shouldn't be based on brute force. And we can't remain divided forever. So all else, we should be reunified. And then after that is religion. There's Buddhism, Christianity, and many different religions. And everyone believes that their religion is the best. That is what they believe, but is it really the best? If it is the best, then everyone will swarm to believe in it. Even if you don't call, they would feel that it is the best, and they will come. So when we put in the efforts to do what we know is best, that action will bring people. So people say we do all these things to be the best, but why are we doing something else? If they are really great as they claim, they should have done all that great actions in the past. So even religious believers may not fully understand religion. So when we talk about what is best, they may not understand the questions. But I say to the religious world, and I say clearly with confidence, that there will be a time when religions create that harmony. When that religious harmony is created. So all believers should not stay satisfied with what they know only. They should check and confirm whether what they know is the best. How are they able to check? With their scripture, with the religious texts. This is not something that you can check with science. When we look into the Christian scripture called the Bible, there's a book called Revelation. It describes that everyone, regardless of the religion they believe in, will be judged with the scripture in God's hand. Then it will be good for us to fall on the good side. And there is religious freedom. You can practice religion or not. That is not something that we can force upon others. So I speak before all the people. If you're able to be the best in terms of religious text, come to me and let's talk. Let's have conversation. I am confident too. So let's try and check which is the best. There are conflicts and wars that stem from religious factors. Many things happen. But whether it's religion or people, we should follow the era. We shouldn't have antiquated mindset and remain stubborn. So when we check with our eyes, we're able to see which is big or which is small. When we taste it, we're able to know what's sweet and what's bitter. So the standard to compare have been given then we should check. Religious leaders, if they are truly right, then religious leaders should meet and have conversation to resolve conflicts rather than using brute forces. Conversation that leads to peace and agreement. We look at things that have happened in history, and we try to develop what is good and throw away what is bad, so that religion and people and knowledge, they all welcome a new era. If we just claim this is truth and tell people to believe it, who will believe? But it should show that it is the truth. Based on what I have learned and what I have seen, this really is right. Then we should choose for that. Then surely we will be able to become one under harmony. And I say with confidence that if you have questions, if you want to have conversation, come. I always welcome these discussions. Whether it's Buddhist scripture or Christian scripture, I welcome all conversations. I was not a believer in the beginning. I didn't learn from anyone. I didn't go to church in the beginning. I was just a farmer in the rural side. But during the Korean War, I was fighting on the front lines, and that was during President Lee Seung-man's administration. Although South Korea was not prepared, the wars broke out, and people were starving to death. I think I couldn't eat for 4 days, so I couldn't even move, I couldn't speak. On the front line were the Korean soldiers, and the second line of defense were the U.S. Army. And people from the second line of defense found me. And then they evacuated me to Daegu. And then I ended my service. I was discharged. And I thought I was going to die. But I somehow managed to live. And what did I think? That was a time when I was not a believer. I thought that God helped me survive. So every evening I would pray out of gratitude. But one day, it was dark night, but it was as bright as the day for 3 days. And through these incidents, I came to start my life of faith. And as I did, I was quite stubborn too. So if I had questions, I would ask. And I needed to understand. If there were things I couldn't understand, I wouldn't let it pass. I would try to check until the end. If it mentions persimmon, then I needed to check the persimmon. What kind of persimmon is it? I would go into depth and go into the details. Whether it's Buddhism or other religions, if they were perfected, the world would have changed. But because there was no perfection yet, God is still working for that world to come. So when we practice religion, we should strive to gain perfect knowledge. And that should start with us, ourselves, to have that perfect knowledge. So when we look at religious texts, who am I according to this text? Who am I? We should check. We should figure out ourselves first. What kind of position am I in? And we should try to seek the truth. And if there is something wrong, we should correct it. Am I found in the religious text? We should check. We should look for answers. Is simply saying, I believe, enough? No. We should strive to find the answer. The world is developing with better science and advanced science. So religion should also become better. It should not become darker, but it should become brighter. I've heard this once in the past. This is not something that I saw in religious texts. There was this person that I was talking to. And the person said, what I know is like a lamp that light has gone out compared to what Jesus has said. And the disciple asked, when will this person called Jesus come? And the person answered, 500 years later. And 500 years later, a person called Jesus came, and that person who said it passed away out of age. So this story was based on this. And when hearing this, I thought, that's right. I believe that there's not much difference between different religions such as Buddhism or Confucianism. I believe that difference comes from not fully understanding. When we look in depth, they have many commonalities. And there's one thing that all believers that they don't know, and it is the book of Revelation in the Christian Bible. Even if they have led life of faith for a long time, people don't understand it. If you feel that you understand, please come to me and ask questions. We can talk. But I haven't seen anyone who understood. But I've said in the past, in terms of religion, we should know to be able to teach others. Our qualification as teachers is to know what we teach. And the meanings written in the religious text are the will from above. Then you should connect with above to understand what is written in the religious text. This is a text from above, so it will not hold empty words. So when things written in religious text are fulfilled, the world will change. Ladies and gentlemen, when time passes, you will hear many things. You may see many things unfold before your eyes. While circling the globe, I became friends with national leaders. And befriending them was easy. We became friends very easily. So in terms of what is written in religious texts, we should fully understand them. And the heavens prevented people from knowing up to a point. But when the appointed time comes, it is said that the message will be revealed and the meanings will be told. Then what will be so great that is written in it that it is held as secret for such a long time? I believe this is as significant and as meaningful as the world. And what is written will happen. This is something that not people can do, but work from above. And if it's true, it will really happen. And it's not that we can make it happen just because we want to, because this is the work from above. So especially Christians, but not only Christians, but religious believers all should look into their their scriptures. And if you have questions, if you want to have conversations, you should come to me. How are we able to teach others when we don't know? And if we want to teach, we should first learn ourselves. We should have that knowledge to share.
One more thing. This nation, I'm not going to refer to Holy Scriptures about this, but I firmly believe that this nation is set to become the leading nation of all. and I am certain of that. This is not a groundless claim. And I am certain that the future for this nation is a bright one. We will build a good nation, and good things will come out of this country. We will have to ensure that and usher that era in. Let's have hope for that future. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I hope to meet you more frequently, more often. I know I can be a bit talkative, but I invite you to come and have discussions with me. And I want to meet you all more and more. And we all pray together to God. Since God is the one who created this world and created all of us, God wouldn't win when we fail. So we must ask God to protect us and look after us, and so that we will understand what His will is and what lies for us in the future in His vision. So let's make that happen. Let's meet up to our hope and meet our goals. And let's believe the heavens will be with us. Thank you very much.
네, 평화가 정착된 세계를 위해
Thank you for that wonderful speech. It was a heartfelt message reminding us of our role for the world peace and the gravity of it. Let's give him another great applause to Chairman Manhee. Now we are ready to have the inaugural ceremony of the committee, the Preparatory Committee for Peaceful Unification on the Korean Peninsula, PCPUK. This moment will mark the end of the 8th decade-long division and the beginning of a great journey toward a new era of a peaceful Korean peninsula. And our next speaker is one of the main actors ushering in that era. Please join me in welcoming in onto the stage. These are distinguished colleagues and members who support HWPL's peace journey and support cessation of war globally and peace on the Korean Peninsula. Coming up to the stage, please welcome them with a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Marking a new point in history, let us have everyone on the stage. Now we will have a commemoration of the inauguration of the committee with a cutting of the tape. And we would like to welcome Chairman Manhee to the center of the stage. Chairman.
그럼 한반도 평화통일 준비위원회 공식
And now to mark the inauguration of the PCPUK, we will have the cutting of the tape. Dignitaries on the stage, please come forward to the front and follow your protocol agent's guidance and wear your gloves. So once you wear your gloves, please hold a pair of scissors in your right hands and hold the tape in your left hands. So we will hold the tape with our left hands, and the pair of your scissors will go into your right hands, please. Yes, tapes in the left hand. Thank you. I think we're ready. I will count to 3, and then we will cut the tape together. 1, 2, 3. Yes, that marks the inauguration and the beginning of the Preparatory Committee for the Peaceful Unification of Korea. The future main driver of Korea's peaceful unification. And now, we will have the appointment ceremony of the chairperson of the PCPUK. Now, I would read Certificate of Appointment. Venerable Sok Yeon-hwa, you have deeply recognized the necessity and value of Korean reunification and have worked to restore the Korean people's identity and open new horizons for social harmony. I hereby appoint you as the chairperson of the PCP-UK. We expect you to fulfill the historic mission of achieving peace and unification on the Korean Peninsula. March 14th, 2025, Chairman of HWPL. Please give him a great round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.